One of the first things I would have you do is I would add, if this is going to be your color scheme, add the colors to your swatch panel. You can click on the new swatch and you just type in the hexadecimal value right down here and you click OK and adds it. So that way you have a list to it. Now, with that said, the things I see up here, you didn't create a about page, so I'll show you how to create that and move this content over. There's inconsistencies when it comes to design wise. So like for example, this icon up here for the phone is different than this icon over here. You want to keep it consistent. I think we can do a better job with this layout up here at the header, and I'll give you some examples of what I would look at. Then with these graphics here for your skills and employment, see, for example, employment looks like it's a higher text font. It looks like it's larger compared to education. So to me, these are not consistent. I want to keep them all the same size, same height, and so forth. So let's go in here in the Muse real quick. So the first thing I want to take a look at is your master page. You were setting that up correctly. There's some things I'll make suggestions to in just a second. So what you did is you changed the home page to be about. So we're going to rename this back to the home page. You always have a home page. Home page is your index page. That's your main page. So in my starter video, I show you how to do it. A lot of students are missing that. So make sure you review that starter video as I post. I click on the plus sign here and it adds the new page. I type in the about. So everything you have over here needs to be moved. All your content needs to be moved over to those other pages. So what I want to do is I'm just going to select this content that you have down here. Okay, I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to open up the about page. I'm going to do a paste in place, and that's going to move it over. Okay, so now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the master page. I'm going to make some suggestions here. First thing you're going to have to do is you're going to move this header ruler down. It's going to go down below your navigation bar. So anything above this here, it has to be dragged down so it's below the last thing that's going to be at the top of every page. Now, what I suggest doing is not having these graphics here, not even having those there. So what I think what we need to do here is I'm going to move this down just a little bit and might have to adjust everything down. But what I want to do is I want to create a rectangle up here that goes across the whole page. I'm going to fill it in with that blue color from your color scheme. Okay, and then what I want to do is I'm going to bring your email up here, and actually what I'll have to do is I'll take both of these and send it to, I have to move it to the front, so it's in front. But what I want to do is I want to probably change the text color here. Yeah, I'm going to change it to white. Could probably go down to 12 points. Okay, so change this to 12, make it white. It's a common design feature that we usually do. You know, we'll get it lined up perfectly, you know, and having the email and phone number up here. You can always type in, a lot of times some people just type in like E hyphen, you know, T hyphen, you know, so it indicates for the telephone. And then what this does, I'm going to move this down, but this gives us room to focus in on just our header and see our header, and you're going to have the navigation bar below. Now the last thing you want to do is you want to make sure this footer ruler guide is not all, I'm going to reduce that and bring it down, because usually it's not that large. And then you might have to move that page up as well. But okay, so I'm thinking that for the header we do something like this. Now if I just choose one of the blue colors from your color scheme, so if you want to do a different blue, you can do a different blue, but I'm using your color scheme, and when I do that, it's going to be in the same location on every page. Okay, and I think that will help keep it consistent and be branded and be able to see that. Now, again, for this, I don't think this is, I think this is a graphic, isn't it? So yeah, you're going to have to go through, and any of these graphics, like I said, you're going to have to readjust to make sure that's the right height and the same size, so that you could tell they're really inconsistent. Let me go back in. Let me get this all corrected here. So I'm going to move the footer back up. I'm going to move the body at the bottom of the page up. Do you have something in there preventing that? There we go. Move that up so it's in the right location. These rulers come in play, so you really want to watch out for that, for that purpose. Now, when you bring this over, well, we might have to make some other adjustments here, but let's see here. We bring an objective. See, and everything I'm making changes, you probably want to make the changes before you move the contents around and so forth. So you got a couple columns here. What I think you might want to do, I'm going to have you go back in here. I want to right click on the About page. If you're on the Mac, control click, go to Page Properties. Let's put in 5 column guides. That's usually a good amount to help line things up. So you put the guides in to help you out here. And so what I want to do is I'm going to move objective up here. Now, see, I want to fit it. Well, see, I would really want to fit it within this one column, like that. And then with this, I'm going to resize it across so it fits all columns. Now with education, cut it out and paste it back in. What did I do with this? For some reason, it's thinking that these text areas is a footer. See, there's a check mark here, so it thinks it has to appear at the bottom of the page. So this one doesn't have it. So what I'm going to do is I should be able to select all this, right click, control click if you're on a Mac. I don't know if I have to do it individually, but I'm going to uncheck the footer item. Yeah, see, I'm going to have to uncheck the footer item. So I'm going to do the same thing over here for employment achievements, and you're going to right click or control click, and then there we go. So yeah. Now what will happen is once we get this over, then I want to fit this in, and either you're going to do one of two things. You're either going to try to fit within that column guide, or you're going to make it so it goes across 2 columns. Okay, and so this text should go, your text frame should fit within going across 2 columns anyways. Even though if it's not going to go all the way across, gives it plenty of room. I think that text, because you have a graphic here that's a little bit large, but you would have to redo it, and up here you're either going to have it this way or you're going to have it go across. Okay, so that, and when you have columns, it keeps everything consistent, so we have the same width, everything like that. And if we do 5 columns here, so what you can do, so employment can fit within this column, you know what I mean? And then I move this up. Now, let's see, you're definitely going to have to go across. So I would just make sure it fits, the text frame fits across going 2 columns like this. Now what I would think you might want to do is add a graphic over here on the right. So I'll put a placeholder over here, something like this, and put a graphic that maybe you've done in a different class or something like that. And then achievements can come up here. And what's nice about this is if if you have two graphics, you can put two graphics over here and it would fit nicely, for that purpose. Now, when it comes to skills, a lot of times if you're going to design field, everybody knows what PS is, II, and ID, so you really don't need to have the names. So what I would suggest doing is just delete the names, and then I'd probably have it go across horizontally. Okay. What about soft skills? You know, what do you have soft skills? Or how about time management skills? Do you have any Microsoft Office skills? So you might want to include those type of icons as well.